Welcome back to the yet another inspiring episode of Time to Shine. This is your host Ruxar Sayed, and today I'm in conversation with Allison Davis. Allison is the first water sommelier in the GCC region, having spent many years working in the hospitality industry. From being an executive chef to the general manager of a hotel and conference center, she believed naturally sourced mineral waters will escalate in trending due to people reevaluating their health and lifestyle choices. Welcome, Allison, on my show, and it is an honor for me to have a conversation with you today on this platform.
Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor to elevate people's experience with naturally sourced mineral waters.
Yeah. So, Allison, what will be your first advice to those who are starting business in your field, like who want to become a water sommelier? What is your advice to them?
It's to be honest with you, it's really a niche market. I'm 102nd in the whole world. And having worked in hospitality my whole life, I wanted to do something that pertained to hospitality. So to be honest, it's a intensive course. I studied through the Fine Water Academy with Martin and Michael. It took me about 8 months. It was all online with a lot of projects and a lot of presentations that I had to do, and it was really just interesting. And the more I got into it, the more I enjoyed it. What I liked about the Water Sommelier is that it is, as I said, a niche market, and I'm the only one here. But saying that, I have a procurement business which I run as well. And when you're starting a new business, it is so important to do a business plan, to know exactly, know your customer, know your country, know how all of that affects your business, because people have a hard time in the UAE in summer because it's so hot. So business is quiet. You have to take that into consideration. Whereas for me, business is better in summer because it's hotter and people are more drinking more water and they're more thirsty. So it works in different circles. That's why it's so important to know where you're going to start your business, how, what. You've got to do a whole business plan and even a SWOT analysis, your strengths, your weaknesses. You need to know that before you start.
Exactly. So, Alison, when we start a new business, as you said, that it is very important to have a business plan. But if, for those who don't have a proper business plan, or for those also who have a perfect business plan, there are chances to, face failures or sometimes to face loss, because it is not necessary that every time we will face profit and success in our businesses. So in that moment, fear and doubt comes into the scenario. So how do you deal with fear and doubt?
You will always have fear and doubt. And so you should, because I think that if you don't have that, I think overconfidence is a huge obstacle for many people, whereas you think you know everything and you don't necessarily know it. Business is a roller coaster. As I said, you'll have busy months, you'll have quiet months, depending on your business, depending on what service you offer. So you have to take all of that into consideration. And I often say, don't personalize it and look at it over a year. You can think of something of, oh my gosh, this is so wrong. How am I going to cope if you're 2 weeks into the business? But that'll cause so much fear that you won't know what to do. You'll almost be stuck. Whereas if you look at your business over a year and don't personalize things that go wrong, or take each day as it comes and grow from that. I think everybody going into a new business doesn't really have much idea what they're actually going into, because it is very challenging. And I don't say, I think it takes every type of person to make a different business. It all depends on what your line of work is.
Yes. So, Alison, how do you set your, work business apart from others in your industry?
It's slightly different and easier for me because it's a niche market and a unique concept. But to be honest with you, I'll be frank with you, is that everybody loves it. But no one is prepared to pay for it. No one wants a water menu. People don't want food and water pairings. And it's something that I've actually really had to struggle with, because I imagine that in a country where the water that we have is reverse osmosis water and people are complaining about their hair falling out and their skin being different, that they would want to have the benefits of drinking naturally sourced mineral water, the health benefits, the effect on your hair and skin and all of that. So I think it takes, whereas I thought I knew my audience. I'm one of the people that obviously didn't know their audience as well as, although I keep saying that water is still to trend in the UAE. I fully support Sheikh Hamdan's initiative to offer free water because I believe water is life. That is my company name. It's Amanzi, Water is Life, because it should be
Yes.
everybody's right to have water. And I also support sustainable water, drinking your water in a bottle that you read, because we want to be sustainable. We want to be eliminating those plastic bottles. It's awful. You see the damage that's done to the seas and to the seas with all the plastic. And I think even if we start doing small steps, there's a lot of companies in the UAE at the moment that are offering some type of water filter, and you have to work with what you have. I'm not necessarily advocating sending water from every corner of the UAE, of the world, to bring it here, because that's not sustainable either. Yes. I have managed to source 34 different naturally sourced mineral waters in the UAE, so we have a huge variety to work with.
Exactly. So, Allison, what is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur?
I think it's being slightly lonely and working on your own. I think I've joined a lot of networking places, for example, the Female Fusion, and I think it's important to network with people that pertain to your area. You need to be
networking. Networking is very important when we are working.
And you need to be going out and being visible and walking the talk. Like Kelly Lundberg says, I am my brand. I need to be out there getting the message out. And if I'm not out there, then people are not going to know about it, because you meet the most different people in the most different places that you would never have imagined, and how some person that you'd never imagined could be part of your business is a part of your business. And you have to be open, friendly, polite, all of that. But yeah, you have to be out.
Yes, exactly. And social media also plays a crucial role in this. When, we have to make our brand, our work, whatever we do, we have to make it visible so that more and more people will know about, what exactly which service we provide. So that becomes much easier when we are, much active online too.
Yes. It's good to keep up to date with your postings, make yourself visible, let people know who you are, what your business is. It's really good.
Yes. So coming to the last question of the show, what is your one message, one piece of advice to our listeners?
Oh, you can do it. Be confident and go and conquer the world, because every country is waiting for a different type of business. Have faith in your product and your services, and eventually everyone will notice. And my big suggestion is to start your business as a side hustle before you resign your job, because in any country in the world, you need finances to get to the end, whether it's the end of the first month, the end of the first year. You don't want to be doing all this work and run out of money after 6 weeks and not be able to fulfill your dream. So save and start a side hustle before you embark on it. And from there, you'll be able to see.
This is, you have said it rightly, that we have to start it as a side hustle, because if we are depending totally on the new venture we are starting, we will be, like anyone, they will be at some point, at some moment of their life, they will be short of income or short of finances. So that is really very true. Yes.
That's when you have doubt. That's when you have fear. So you have to have a look at the whole thing, the whole business, before you actually start. And that's why I said, from a business plan to a SWOT analysis, know who your customers are, know your country where you are. It could be anywhere in the world. Every country is different, and take all of that into consideration and side hustle.
Exactly. What an advice. And I hope our listeners will, benefit a lot from your work. And I hope you inspire millions of people through your work. You keep inspiring millions of people, and I wish you all the very best. So thank you so much, Allison, for joining today on my show and making this show worth watching. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.